From the $132 full-grain leather tote that ages exactly like a $900 designer bag to a $199 handmade duffle built in India that makes Mulberry and Coach look embarrassed. There are leather bags sitting quietly on the internet right now that have absolutely no business being this affordable. We are talking full-grain hides, vegetable tanning, solid brass hardware, YKK zippers, Italian leather, the kind of construction details you expect to find on bags priced at $500, $800, even $1,000. And somehow, every single one of them is under $300. These are the 10 best leather bags under $300 that genuinely punch way above their price. We are going from great to absolutely outrageous value. By the end of this video, you will have a shopping list that completely changes what you carry on your shoulder. Stay until the end. Because number one is the kind of bag that makes you question everything you thought you knew about what leather should cost. In 10th place, a Parisian leather label called Nat and Nin opens the list with something that most people walking past a Saint Laurent boutique have never heard of. And that is exactly why it belongs here. The Maureen bag sits at around 199 euros. That is roughly 210 US dollars. And for that, you are getting vegetable tanned leather, a tanning method that takes weeks instead of days. It produces leather that is denser, more durable, and more environmentally responsible than the chrome-tanned alternatives used by brands charging 3 times the price. Here is what most bags at this price will not tell you. Vegetable-tanned leather is not just an ethical choice, it is a performance choice. It starts slightly stiff firm to the touch, and then slowly over months of use, it softens, darkens, and develops a patina that makes the bag look richer and more expensive the longer you carry it. Chrome-tanned leather from a fast fashion brand goes the opposite direction. It peels, it fades, it dies. Nat and Nin leans into every natural mark and irregularity in the hide as a feature because they understand that a bag this well made should look lived in, not discarded. This is a Parisian leather bag with heritage construction that improves with age. At $210, it is not a purchase. It is an investment in something that compounds. 9th place goes to an Australian brand called Status Anxiety, and the name alone tells you everything about the philosophy behind it. The Plunder crossbody retails around 180 to 200 Australian dollars, roughly 130 US dollars, and it is built from high-grade vegetable-tanned Italian pebble leather with a semi-aniline finish. That is not the leather language of a budget bag. That is the leather language of a boutique. But here is where it gets genuinely interesting. Users on Australian fashion forums and resale platforms like Depop and eBay have noted something almost unheard of at this price level. Status Anxiety bags hold their resale value. A bag that originally sold for 130 US dollars is selling secondhand for close to what it cost new. That does not happen by accident. That happens when a product is so well made that demand stays high even after it has been carried for years. Minimal branding, no screaming logos, just clean design, serious leather, and a price that makes you look twice. You are not paying for status, you are paying for the bag, and that is exactly the point. In 8th place, a brand with a name that guarantees you will remember it. Nutsac delivers one of the most obsessively well-built compact bags on this entire list. The Satchel 13 sells for $199 and holds 6.7 liters, enough for a 13-inch laptop, your daily carry, and not much else. And that is intentional. This is a bag built for people who carry exactly what they need and nothing more. What separates it from every other $199 bag in its category is where and how it is made. Waxed canvas body with full-grain leather, trim a briefcase style, leather grab handle, and domestic US manufacturing, meaning actual American labor rates, went into this product, which should push the retail price well above where it sits. The everyday carry community enthusiasts who research gear the way some people research cars has circulated this bag on forums and review sites for years. Not because of advertising, because the build holds up under daily punishment in a way that most bags at twice the price cannot match. Small, overbuilt, made in America, and still under $200. The Satchel 13 is the bag that the minimalist carry world keeps quietly recommending to each other. And now you know why. 7th place belongs to a briefcase that has no business looking this good for $150. Polare's 17-inch laptop. Briefcase is built for the professional who needs to carry a large machine up to a 17.3-inch laptop, alongside documents, tablets, chargers, and everything else that comes with a serious work life. The leather is genuine Napa hide with custom hardware and YKK zippers throughout. Customer reviews on the brand's own site use phrases like rivals manufacturers who charge 4 times the cost. That is not marketing copy. Those are people who bought the bag, carried it, and came back to write about it. For context, a comparable full-grain leather briefcase from a recognized European brand starts around $600 to $800. Polare sits at $150 with free shipping to the US and Canada. This is the briefcase that gets you taken seriously in a boardroom without the brand tax that usually comes with that. 6th place goes to a bag so aggressively overbuilt that carrying it almost feels irresponsible at this price. Copper River Bag Company makes the kind of leather messenger that reviewers consistently compare to brands charging 3 to 4 times more. The 14-inch courier mail bag retails around $138. One long-form review called it great for a paltry $138 and stated outright that it beats most bags in the price range for quality. But the number that stops people mid-scroll is this. Copper River backs certain models with a 100-year warranty, not a lifetime guarantee wrapped in fine print. 100 years. The same claim made by famous rugged American brands charging $400 to $600 for comparable products. The leather is thick, stiff in the way. Serious leather should be stiff before it breaks in and molds itself to your body. This is buy it for life gear at buy it for lunch prices, and it will outlast almost everything else in your closet. Halfway through, and 5th place belongs to the bag that quietly obliterates the quiet luxury market. WP Standard's vintage tote retails at $246. Full-grain leather, solid brass hardware, lifetime guarantee. A minimalist silhouette with zero visible branding that makes it nearly indistinguishable from totes selling at $500 to $700 from recognizable designer labels. That is the entire point. WP Standard built its reputation on one principle: full-grain leather and honest construction priced without the boutique markup. Reviewers and unboxing videos consistently praise the leather thickness, the stitching quality, and the way the bag softens and develops character over years of daily use. If you have ever looked at a $600 Kuyana or a $700 Strathberry and hesitated, this is where you stop hesitating. No logo, no markup, just the bag. In 4th place, a Dutch brand built on a principle that most leather goods companies cannot afford to commit to, and a bag that makes $1,000 designer crossbodies look ethically questionable. Oh My Bag, Amsterdam's. Harper Mini retails around 244 to 255 euros, approximately 260 US dollars. Compact crossbody design, fold-over magnetic flap, 2 included straps for different carry styles, and here is the detail that separates this from every other bag at this price. The leather is vegetable tanned in Kolkata, India, under ethical production standards that avoid the harsh chrome chemicals responsible for serious environmental damage in conventional tanning. The brand runs a second chances program for pre-loved and imperfect bags and backs every piece with durability claims that rival houses charging 4 times the price. You are not buying a crossbody. You are buying a compact piece of ethically produced, beautifully constructed leather craft that competes on design and durability with European designer minis at a fraction of the cost. For anyone who wants to carry something that feels expensive and feel good about carrying it, the Harper Mini is the answer the luxury market refuses to give you. We have reached the top 3. These are not just great value bags. These are bags that rewrite what $300 should mean. 3rd place, and the most dangerous value proposition on this list for anyone who has ever spent real money on a designer tote. Portland Leather Goods makes the classic leather tote in 4 sizes. Small starts at $132, medium hits $160, large lands at $180, oversized tops out at $200 to $20. Every single size uses full-grain hides, the top layer of the hide, the densest, most durable part, the layer that develops a patina instead of peeling. The handles are English bridal leather that softens with use. The hardware is antique brass. Fashion forums have circulated photos of Portland leather goods totes that are 2, 3, 4 years old, and they look better than the day they shipped. Richer, deeper, more characterful. The kind of aging that happens to a Hermes bag over years of expensive ownership, happening here at $132. Portland Leather Goods also runs a program called Almost Perfect Discounting Bags with minor cosmetic irregularities while preserving the full-grain construction underneath. The leather is the same. The price drops further. A $132 tote that ages like a designer bag. The math should not work, but it does. In second place, the bag, with a founding story that turns a shoulder bag into a statement. Vestirsi is an Australian brand that builds its bags from Italian leather. The Fallon shoulder bag is a clean, structured silhouette, minimal, almost completely unbranded, and it sits just under $300 Australian dollars. Here is the origin story. The founder created Vestirsi after spending years frustrated that no one was making a well-constructed, genuinely minimal leather work bag for under $300. Not a bag that looked affordable, a bag that felt expensive, built to real standards using real Italian leather, just sold without the boutique markup. The brand set non-negotiables from day one: Italian leather only, no PU, no synthetic. Minimal branding, and a price that never crosses $300 Australian dollars. The result is a bag handmade in Italy, carrying an Italian leather pedigree sitting at a price that makes its direct competitors Coach Madewell and others look overpriced and underbuilt. Italian leather, Australian integrity, a founding principle built on refusing to overcharge. Almost first place, almost. And finally in first place, a $199 handmade duffle that has genuinely no business existing at this price. Mahi Leather's Columbus duffle is large, 54 centimeters wide, 33 centimeters high, 22 centimeters deep. Built for weekend travel, built from 100% full-grain leather exterior cotton lining, solid brass hardware, and YKK zippers throughout. List on the Columbus reads like a specification sheet for a bag costing $700 to $900. Full grain, not genuine, not bonded, not corrected grain, full grain. The top layer, the best layer, the layer that most brands in this price range cannot afford to use and still turn a profit. Here is why Mahi can. They make every bag to order, not in a factory running thousands of units a month. In workshops in India, by artisans using ethically sourced hides, shipped directly from those workshops to your door. No retail markup, no department store overhead, no celebrity ambassador eating 20% of the margin. Just the bag made for you at the price the materials and labor actually justify. Independent reviewers have called the Columbus their top pick in the entire Mahi range. Long-form video reviews note that build quality stitching tension and leather feel compete with bags priced significantly higher. Not in the same category, in a completely different category. And then, the brass hardware catches the light, and the full-grain leather hits you with the smell of something serious. And 6 months later, the patina starts to come in, and the $199 Columbus starts to look like a $900 weekender that has been to every city you have ever visited. This is not a budget duffel. It is a luxury duffel built without the luxury tax, and it is the single most outrageous piece of value on this entire list. Across all 10 bags, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Price no longer determines quality in leather goods. Direct to consumer, artisan-made, full grain, minimal branding. These are the words that separate a bag worth carrying for 20 years from a bag worth carrying for 2. The brands on this list do not advertise on billboards. They do not sponsor celebrities. They just build something real and let the leather do the talking. Which bag on this list shocked you most? Drop your pick in the comments below. And if you want more videos exposing exactly where to spend your money and where you are just buying a label, hit subscribe. We are just getting started.